Hey y'all, welcome in. Today I wanted to share with you a fairy NPC that I'm making for my game. Now, I am aware that you need the brightest green for the transparency of the character in the game program itself. However, I don't end up adding that because I really don't want to stare at that really bright green the entire time I'm working on this. This time around, I wanted to get a feel for the character's silhouette rather than just starting with an outline. I wanted them to be kind of floaty, but they didn't end up that way in the long run, but yeah, it's alright. It still looked cute. I also wanted long hair at first, but it occurred to me that I should probably not do that because it would end up in tangent with the wings and would make things a little harder to see. I also kind of wanted to do a side view or a 3/4 view, but decided against it ultimately. This is very much a trust the process stage, in that it kind of reminds me of a caterpillar about to become a butterfly. And of course, I've got to figure out what I want to do with my arms and hands. I don't want them to be too prominent because I want to put the wings in there and I want them to be very clear. I do end up making them a little bit less prominent later. And then we're also going to be adding the lighter tone in there so we can see our parts separate from one another a little bit easier. And so I said this was a fairy. You know, what's a fairy without pointy ears, right? While I probably could have done round circles for the feet if I wanted to, I really didn't want them to stand out quite that much. And then we're going to get started here on the wings that are behind the character. I'm just going for the standard butterfly wing look. I think it's probably the best one for this resolution. I did want my wings to be symmetrical, so you'll see me fixing it. From here, I decided to go ahead and start lightening up some of the outlines and whatnot, just to kind of make the transition from one part of the fairy's body to the other part a little bit better, and also to imply a little bit of hair around the ears. Now, I did change the feet up, and I gave them some shoes. With the majority of the design out of the way, I decided to kind of fluff up the hair a little bit more, and it hit me too, like, why not add a flower crown to him? Now here you're about to see how to turn a cute little fairy into an ungodly nightmare in about 3 seconds. Now the eyelashes are a much better choice than the giant holes for eyes, aren't they? Now I'm going to change up my outlines again for better readability on the wings, and then a little bit less of a harsh transition between that and the ears. Right, so I wanted to add a simple animation to the character. I just want their wings to be flapping, and maybe they're, I don't know, bouncing a little bit. You'll see what I decide on in the long run. To be honest, I wanted to do at least a 3-frame animation originally with this, so I have an in-between, but in the end it kind of looked like the wings were just kind of growing out from behind the characters, so I just decided to stick with the 2-frame in the long run, but you'll see how I handled everything. If you do decide you wanted the 3-frame, it's here. You know, after looking at it while I'm editing this video, actually the animation isn't too bad, but I think that I still prefer the 2-frame because that's just what I'd want. Okay, so I think that pretty well wraps things up. Here's the animation as it's been finished. Thank you for sticking around and watching the video. If you'd like to see a particular kind of NPC drawn by me, feel free to make a suggestion in the comments. I always read the comments on my videos, and I do like responding to them. I do respond a little late sometimes, maybe a couple days late. It happens, but I'll be there. Alright, take care everybody.